Hi, I'm Tom Ziegler, CEO of the Zig Ziglar Corporation, and we're talking to life coaches, coaches who want to make a difference in the lives of the people they serve. And you do that two ways. You do it by being an extremely effective coach and by having a lot of people to coach. So today we're focusing on marketing. And in this lesson, I want to talk about how important it is to have a great elevator presentation and a great keynote presentation. And so you've heard about the elevator speech, right? You get on the elevator and you're just kind of passing the time. You've got some floors to go and somebody says, hey, tell me what you do. Well, you're a coach. What are you going to tell them? What is your 30-second, your 45-second, your 10-second response to something like that? Something that engages that person to ask you a question back. Let me give you an example. If somebody says, hey, Tom, what do you do? Tell me what you do. And I might respond with a question back to them. I might say, well, is it okay if I ask you a question? Yeah, it's okay. So here's the question. Have you ever noticed how some people get super inspired to do something and then it just kind of fizzles out? Maybe you've experienced that. Well, yeah, I've noticed that. Well, that's what I do, is I help people keep that passion, that drive alive by amplifying not only the ownership and motivation to get there, but helping them to discover simple steps that makes it a reality. Wow, that's a very compelling, simple thing based on an interchange of questions. And I could follow that up with, what do you think about that? Does that resonate with you? And then that will often result in an invitation. So did I tell them I was a coach? Did I tell them that, my mission in life is to have X amount of No, I didn't tell them any of that. I made it about the problem that I solved. So need to have an elevator presentation ready. And that's just code word for a short way of explaining what you do to someone. And then the second one here is the keynote. Now, this is why for coaching, I believe maybe the very most effective way to gain new coaching prospects is through delivering a keynote presentation that's maybe 15 or 20 minutes long. And here's the thing, it's about you. It's about your story. It's about a big problem that everybody's facing. And in the middle of that story, you posit in there an example or a testimonial. Hey, I was coaching someone who had this very same problem, and this is the problem they had. This is what we had to work through, and this is the result that happened. You can do that in 30 or 45 seconds. And then what you'll discover is that at the end of your keynote, when you're done, even if it's a free presentation and it's a brown bag lunch or it's at a chamber meeting or whatever the situation is people will invariably come up to you and say, I really liked your approach on that. And you're a coach. Tell me more about that. So that's why it's key. A keynote, a concise presentation, 10 or 15 minutes that incorporates your story and the problem you solve and an example of somebody you help through it. That'll incite people to come and say, tell me more about what you do. And then that coaching relationship can begin with the first conversation. All right, thanks for being a part of the Ziegler Coaching Academy. I'm excited that you're joining us. Like and share this, and we'll see you next time.